girlfriend said, "Stop trying to fix things. This is just who I am." I calmly responded, "I believe you." Then I stopped trying entirely. She panicked when she realized that included trying to keep our relationship alive. I, 28 male, need to get this out before I lose my mind. My girlfriend Meredith, 26, and I have been together for 3 years, living together for the last 18 months. What happened 2 weeks ago fundamentally changed how I see everything. We'd been having the same arguments on repeat. She'd leave dishes in the sink for days until they grew mold. She'd promised to help with rent, but somehow always had an emergency that ate up her paycheck. She'd commit to plans, then bail last minute because she wasn't feeling it. Each time I brought these things up, trying to work through them together, she'd get defensive. 2 weeks ago, after she bailed on my work dinner, where I was getting promoted, via text 20 minutes before we were supposed to leave, I finally sat her down. "Meredith, we need to talk about patterns here. This keeps happening and, oh my God, not this again. I told you I had a migraine. You posted Instagram stories at a bar with Kelsey an hour later. So I felt better. Why are you always trying to fix me? To change me? I'm trying to work together on our relationship. These things affect both of us." That's when she said it, looked me dead in the eye. Her "stop trying to fix things, this is just who I am, take it or leave it." Something clicked in that moment. 3 years of excuses, broken promises, me always being the one to compromise. I took a breath. Me, "I believe you." Her "good. Finally." Me, "You're right. This is who you are. I'll stop trying to change that." She looked triumphant, went back to scrolling her phone. She had no idea what I'd just decided. I spent that night thinking, if this was who she was, someone who couldn't follow through, who prioritized herself absolutely, who saw any request for partnership as trying to fix her, then I needed to accept that fully. The next morning, I started implementing changes. The chores. I stopped doing her dishes. Bought my own set, blue plates, bowls. Used only those. Washed only those. Her moldy dishes stayed in the sink. When she ran out of clean ones, she used paper plates. I stopped picking up her laundry from the bedroom floor. Just stepped over it. The bills. Rent was due the following week. I paid exactly my half to the landlord directly, with a note explaining the situation. Utilities. Set up separate accounts for what I could. Paid exactly 50% of the rest. When she texted asking why the internet was off, I forwarded her the unpaid bill showing her half outstanding. The plans. Stopped including her in anything. Made plans with friends without mentioning them. When she'd find out and ask why she wasn't invited, I'd shrug. Didn't want to pressure you into something you might not feel like doing. The emotional labor. This was the big one. Stopped asking about her day. Stopped reminding her about appointments. Stopped checking if she'd eaten. Stopped initiating any conversations beyond basic roommate logistics. Stopped saying "I love you" first. Stopped planning dates. Stopped buying her little surprise coffees or treats. Stopped caring. The first few days she didn't notice. By day 4 she was confused. Her, "You've been weird lately." Me, "Have I? Just giving you space to be yourself. Okay?" By week 1, the apartment was a disaster on her side. Dishes piled up, laundry everywhere, late notices arriving. I kept my space clean, cooked my own meals, lived my life. She started ordering takeout every meal because she had no clean dishes. Then came the text that made me realize she was starting to catch on. Her, "Can we talk tonight?" About what? Us, sure. That conversation was something. Her, "You haven't said you love me in a week." You haven't either. You always say it first. I'm not trying to change who you are anymore, remember? If you want to say it, say it. If not, that's who you are. That's not, why are you being like this? Like what? I'm accepting you for who you are. This is what you wanted. I didn't mean you're supposed to. Me. Supposed to what? She couldn't articulate it. Because what she wanted was for me to keep giving 100% while she gave whatever she felt like in the moment. She wanted me to try while telling me to stop trying. Her, "This isn't fair." Me, "What's not fair? I'm respecting your wishes." The real panic started the next day when she checked our shared Google Calendar that I'd always maintained and realized I'd stopped adding anything to it. No dinner plans, no date nights, no reminders about her mom's birthday. Nothing. Her, "Did you delete our calendar?" Me, "No, it's still there. There's nothing on it. I haven't added anything. Feel free to add whatever you want. But you always what? Try to manage your schedule? I'm not doing that anymore. You said that's trying to fix you. She stared at me like I'd grown a second head. The beautiful thing was, I wasn't angry. I wasn't being petty. I was just done. I was matching her energy exactly. Update 1. Holy crap, this blew up. Thanks for all the comments and DMs. Some of you called it things escalated fast. So Meredith had apparently been venting to her friends about how I'd become cold and distant. How I was punishing her for being honest about who she was. Her best friend Kelsey, 28F, decided to stage an intervention at our apartment without telling me. I came home from the gym to find Meredith, Kelsey, and 2 other friends, Jasmine and Brittany, sitting in our living room like some kind of tribunal. Kelsey, we need to talk about your behavior. Loading my gym bag into the washer. My behavior? Meredith told us everything. How you've been emotionally abusing her. I actually laughed. Emotionally abusing her how? Withholding affection. Acting cold. Not doing your share around the house. Not doing my share? I pay my half of everything. Clean up after myself. Handle my own stuff. That's literally my share. But you always did more before. You can't just change the rules. I didn't change any rules. Meredith told me this is who she is and to stop trying to change her. So I stopped. That's manipulation. How? She set a boundary. I'm respecting it. The conversation went in circles. They insisted I was obligated to maintain the previous dynamic. That being in a relationship meant accepting that Meredith was just not good at adulting and picking up the slack. So let me get this straight. She can't do dishes, pay bills on time, keep commitments, or reciprocate emotional effort because that's just who she is, but I'm required to compensate for all of that forever? Yes, that's what love is. No, that's what enabling is. They left in a huff, but not before Kelsey threw out, she has options, you know. Brandon from her work has been very supportive. Good for Brandon. That night, Meredith was fuming. I can't believe you embarrassed me like that. How did I embarrass you? You made me look bad in front of my friends. I answered their questions honestly. If the truth makes you look bad, that's not my problem. God, when did you become such an asshole? Me, I'm not being an asshole. I'm being exactly what you asked for. Someone who accepts you as you are without trying to change you. I didn't mean it like this. Then how did you mean it? Again. She couldn't answer, because she meant she wanted me to accept her lack of effort while maintaining my overcompensation. The next day, she didn't come home. Got a text at 11 p.m., staying at Kelsey's, need space to think. Okay, didn't ask when she'd be back. Didn't ask if she was okay, didn't offer to talk, just okay. She was back the next evening, clearly expecting me to ask where she'd been, to be worried, to fight for us. I was meal prepping in the kitchen. Hey, that's it. Hey? What else would you like me to say? I was gone all night. You said you needed space. I gave it to you. You didn't even care where I was. You're an adult. You told me where you were. What's there to care about? She started crying then. Not the manipulative tears I'd seen before when she wanted to end an argument, but real confused tears. This isn't how it's supposed to work. How what's supposed to work? For us, you're supposed to fight for me. Fight for what? You told me who you are. I accepted it. Now I'm living accordingly. But I love you. Do you? Because in 3 weeks, you haven't said it once unless I said it first. You haven't initiated a single conversation about our day. You haven't suggested a single date. You haven't done one thing that suggests you love me beyond saying it when you want something from me. That hit hard. She went to our room. My room, really, since I was the only one who ever cleaned it, and slammed the door. Here's the kicker. While she was at Kelsey's, I'd had time to think. Really think. And I realized something. I wasn't just done trying to fix things. I was done, period. This wasn't salvageable because she didn't want a partner. She wanted a parent with benefits. Started looking at apartments the next day. Found a nice studio closer to my work. Put in an application. 2 days later, the landlord called. Not about my application, about the rent. Landlord, just calling to confirm I'll have the full payment by the 5th? I paid my half already. Meredith should be paying her half separately. Landlord, she said you always pay the full amount. Me, not anymore, we're paying separately now. Landlord, well, the lease requires full payment. If I don't get it, I'll have to start eviction proceedings. Understood. You might want to call Meredith about her half. 20 minutes later, my phone exploded. Texts, calls, voicemails. I was in a meeting, so I couldn't answer. When I finally checked, what did you tell him? He says we'll be evicted. This is so fucked up. You always pay the rent. I don't have it right now. Please just pay it and I'll pay you back. Answer your phone. This is abusive. You're trying to make me homeless. I texted back once. You have 3 days to figure it out. Maybe ask Brandon from work since he's so supportive. Then I muted the conversation. That evening, she was waiting by the door when I got home. Full panic mode. Her, you have to pay the rent. Me, no, I have to pay my half, which I did. Her, I don't have $750. Sounds like a you problem. Her, where am I supposed to get it? From your job? From your savings? From your parents? From Brandon? I don't know, Meredith. You're an adult. My parents will kill me if they know I can't pay rent. Then I guess you better figure it out. How can you be so cruel? Me. I'm not being cruel. I'm treating you like the independent adult you claim to be. This is who you are, remember? Someone who doesn't need anyone trying to fix their problems. She called her parents. I could hear her in the bedroom, spinning some story about how I was financially abusing her, how I'd suddenly changed all the rules, how she was being victimized. Her dad called me an hour later. Her dad, what's this about you refusing to pay rent? Me? I paid my half. Meredith is responsible for her half. Her dad, that's not how relationships work, son. With all due respect, your daughter told me to stop trying to change her and accept who she is. She's someone who struggles with financial responsibility. I've accepted that and adjusted accordingly. So you're going to let her be evicted? And I'm going to let her experience the consequences of her choices. She's had 3 years of me covering for her. She told me to stop trying to fix things. This is what that looks like. He hung up on me. An hour later, Venmo notification. Meredith's mom sent her $750. Rent crisis averted for now. But I knew this was just the beginning. She'd shown me who she was, I'd believed her, and now she was mad about it. My apartment application got approved that night. Move-in date, 2 weeks. Time to make this done official. Update 2. Didn't expect to update so soon, but things went absolutely nuclear. So Meredith's parents paid her rent, but apparently they weren't happy about it. Her mom called her the next morning and, according to the screaming match I could hear through the bedroom door, gave her an ultimatum. Get her act together or move back home. Meredith came out looking like she'd been through war. Her. I need to talk to you. Making breakfast. Okay. Her. My parents are threatening to cut me off. That sucks. That's all you have to say? What would you like me to say? I don't know, maybe care? Maybe help me figure this out? You told me to stop trying to fix things. This sounds like you wanting me to fix things. She literally screamed in frustration and stormed back to the bedroom. I ate my eggs in peace. That afternoon, while I was at work, she apparently decided to take matters into her own hands. I got a text from my landlord. Your girlfriend just came by asking to be removed from the lease. Says you're forcing her out? What's going on? I called him immediately. Me, I'm not forcing anyone out. What did she say exactly? That you're emotionally abusive and she needs to get away from you. She wants off the lease ASAP. Well, that works out perfectly. I actually have a new place lined up. I'm happy to sign a lease termination if she is. Oh, she seemed to think you'd fight it. Me? Nope. When can we make this happen? I can have papers ready by tomorrow, but you both need to be out by end of month. Me, perfect. Here's where Meredith played herself. She thought threatening to leave would make me panic and beg her to stay. She thought I'd fight to keep her, promised to go back to the old dynamic. Instead, I called her bluff. Got home that evening to find her and Kelsey in the living room. Kelsey was holding Meredith while she cried. Are you happy now? Look what you've done. What have I done? Kelsey, she went to remove herself from the lease because she can't live like this anymore. Great news. Landlord called. We can sign the termination papers tomorrow. We both need to be out by the 30th. The room went silent. Meredith's head snapped up. Her what? You want off the lease. I want off the lease. Win-win. I already have a new place. You already have a place? Me. Yep. Studio apartment. Move in on the 28th. You were planning to leave her. I was planning to leave a situation where I'm expected to be a caretaker, not a partner. Meredith just made it easier by initiating the lease termination. I didn't think you'd agree. Why wouldn't I? You're unhappy. I'm unhappy. This solves both our problems. Her, where am I supposed to go? Kelsey's? Your parents? Brandon's? That's for you to figure out. You're really gonna make her homeless? I'm not making anyone anything. She's an adult who made a choice. Choices have consequences. Then came the bargaining. Wait, we can work this out. I'll try harder. I'll do the dishes. Stop. This is who you are, remember? I'm not asking you to change. I'm just choosing not to live with it anymore. But I love you. You love what I do for you. There's a difference. That must have struck a nerve because she went from sad to angry real quick. Hey. Fine, you want to throw away 3 years? Fine, but don't come crawling back when you realize what you've lost. Me. Noted. The next 24 hours were a shit show. She went on social media telling everyone I was kicking her out, that I was abusive, that I was abandoning her. The messages started rolling in. How could you do this to her? She loves you, bro. Work it out. You're really showing your true colors. She deserves better. I didn't respond to any of them. But I did make one post. For everyone concerned about the situation, Meredith requested to be removed from our lease. I agreed. We're both adults making adult choices. That's all there is to it. Then she tried a new tactic. Suddenly, she was the perfect girlfriend. Cooked dinner. Burned spaghetti, but hey, she tried. Did all the dishes. Cleaned the bathroom. Wore the lingerie I'd bought her 2 years ago that still had tags on it. Snuggling up to me on the couch. See? I can be better. We don't have to do this. Meredith, you're not being yourself. You're performing what you think I want. Isn't that what you wanted? For me to try? No, I wanted a partner who naturally reciprocated effort. You're showing me this isn't natural for you. It's forced. How long could you keep this up? A week? A month? Before you resent me for making you do it? She deflated. Because we both knew the answer. Her, so that's it? You're really done? Me, I've been done since the night you told me to stop trying. I just needed you to see it too. The next morning we signed the lease termination papers. The landlord, cool guy that he is, pulled me aside after. Landlord. For what it's worth, I get it. Had a tenant like her before. Always excuses, always someone else's fault. You're doing the right thing. When we got back to the apartment, reality hit her. She had 2 weeks to find a place to live, and apparently her options were limited. Her parents demanded she move back home and get her life together, which meant moving back to her small hometown 3 hours away. Kelsey? Apparently her roommate said absolutely not. Meredith had crashed there before and left the place a mess. Brandon from work? Yeah, about that. Turns out he has a girlfriend who wasn't thrilled about Meredith's sudden interest in couch surfing. Her other friends? Funny how quick they were to offer emotional support but not actual help. She spent the next 3 days frantically apartment hunting, but with her credit score, which I now know is in the 500s, and no savings for a deposit? Not happening. Her, please, just let me stay here for another month. I'll sleep on the couch. I'll find a place, I promise. Me, no, you have your parents as an option, take it. Her, I can't move back there. My life is here. Then you should have thought about that before treating your life here like someone else's responsibility. Final update. Moving day came faster than expected. I'd slowly been packing my stuff, and it was revealing just how much of our apartment was actually mine. The TV, the couch, the dining table, the kitchen appliances, the bedroom furniture, all stuff I'd bought before or during our relationship. She'd contributed some throw pillows and wall art. The night before move-out, she made one last desperate play. Showed up at my bedroom door in lingerie again. Her, one last night for old time's sake? Me, no. Her, seriously? You won't even. Me, Meredith, you're trying to use sex as currency. That's just reinforcing why this needs to end. She broke down then. Not manipulative tears, but genuine sobbing. Her, I don't know how to be different. This is all I know. I know. And that's not your fault, but it's not my responsibility to fix either. What am I supposed to do? Figure it out, like adults do. Maybe moving back home will give you time to work on yourself. You know what? Screw you. You never loved me. You loved feeling superior. You loved being needed. Maybe there's some truth to that, which is another reason this needs to end. We're not good for each other. She spent that last night at Kelsey's. I finished packing in peace. Moving day was anticlimactic. The movers came at 8 a.m., had everything loaded by 10. Meredith showed up at 9:30 with her dad and a U-Haul. She wouldn't look at me. Her dad shot me dirty looks but didn't say anything. The apartment looked so empty with all my stuff gone. Her things barely filled a corner. Really drove home how one-sided everything had been. As I was doing a final walkthrough, she approached one last time. I hope you're happy. I hope we both find happiness. Don't act noble. You destroyed us. No, Meredith, you told me who you were. I believed you. We destroyed us together. I handed my keys to the landlord and left. Didn't look back. The aftermath was interesting. Got a few more angry texts from her friends. Kelsey sent a particularly nasty one about how I'd ruined Meredith's life. I finally responded. Meredith is 26 years old. She chose to not do chores, not pay bills on time, not hold a steady job, not save money, not maintain her credit, not reciprocate emotional effort, and to tell me this was who she was and to stop trying to change it. I accepted her choice. The consequences of those choices are not me ruining her life. They're her life catching up to her. Blocked them all after that. From what I heard through mutual acquaintances, she did move back with her parents, got a job at her mom's office, posts vague quotes about narcissistic exes on social media. Still tells people I financially abused her. I'm good. My studio is small, but it's mine. It stays clean because I clean it. The bills are paid because I pay them. The fridge has food because I shop for it. There's no drama, no excuses, no constantly feeling like a parent to an adult child. Started therapy to work on why I stayed so long. Turns out I did have a bit of a savior complex. Needed to be needed. Working on that. The best part? The peace. My God, the peace. I didn't realize how exhausting it was constantly compensating for someone else's refusal to adult. How much mental energy I spent reminding, planning, fixing, covering. Had coffee with a coworker last week. She paid for her own without making it weird. Showed up on time, contributed to the conversation equally. It was normal. And normal felt revolutionary. Looking back, Meredith did me a favor with that fight. This is just who I am. 8 words that set me free. Because she was right. That was who she was. Someone who saw partnership as optional, effort as criticism, and accountability as abuse. And me? I'm someone who believes people when they tell me who they are. Thanks for following this journey, Reddit. For those asking, no, I don't regret it. No, I don't miss her. And no, I wouldn't take her back if she changed. Because she was right about one thing. You can't fix people. They have to want to fix themselves. And that's perfectly fine. Just don't expect others to break themselves compensating for what you won't do.